Hey, this is Mo from the Mobile Marvel, and today I have the Vivo X300 Pro in front of me. Let's go. So first things first, it's a nice black box. This is exactly the kind of box I like. Simple, good shape, and we'll just pop this open. Technically already removed most of the components of it. What you are going to get is a 90-watt fast charger in here. It's a Chinese plug because this is the Chinese version. You're going to get this nice case, much better than what the Xiaomi 17 Pro actually gave. But yep, nice case. And you're going to get this stunning device. It really is one of the nicest devices. Let's get into the review. So first, let's actually talk about the Chinese software here, right? Or this is a Chinese device, it's not a global device. So there are a couple of things that aren't going to be exactly the same. So let's just point those out. Firstly, getting Google Play Store literally takes about 5 seconds. You just go to the Vivo app and that's it. And you can pretty much download it, get all your Google apps as per usual. Android Auto also does work on Vivo Chinese devices. The other thing is Google Wallet works. The only thing that doesn't work is Circle to Search and Google Discover. Pretty much everything else does actually work. So you're not going to have too many issues. There is one thing is you are still going to see Chinese notifications from time to time. There is absolutely no way to avoid them. However, if you look at my screen, my home screen, it's pretty much the same that it's on any of my Android devices. Google Discover is missing here on the left of the home screen, but everything else, all my widgets that I usually put down, they're there. Everything else is there. So no issues like that. Okay, let's talk about the build quality and durability. It's an IP68 and IP69 rated device, which is great. It feels super premium in the hands. I think the camera bump is a little bit on the bigger side, but it's so well finished. It's a double colored thing happening on it. This textured finish. It looks really nice. Vivo also does something called Vivo's Coral Velvet Glass technique. So it does almost feel velvety back here. It feels really nice. I went with the brown color. This is not really a brown color. It's almost like I don't even know how to describe this color. It's more like a khaki kind of color. I don't know. It's really nice. It's all matte from everywhere. It just feels super premium in the hand. Another thing is this Vivo comes with 3 buttons. So most Androids, you have your power button, your volume rocker. This one also comes with a shortcut key similar to iOS and iPhones. But the thing is, this one is dual function. So you tap it, you double press it. For me, it opens a camera. Or you can hold down and then it becomes your mute slider. I mean, you can decide what you want to do with it. These are functions that I like with it. It's 226 grams, 6.78-inch display, 450 ppi. That's pretty much flagship quality from most places. Yeah, it's a really nice feeling device. Now, I'm also at the same time reviewing the Xiaomi 17 Pro. And I have to say this device feels a lot more premium in my hands than this one. It's just the way Vivo has finished this device. It just feels so premium. Really nice in the hands. Like, you really have to feel it to understand how nice this feels in the hands. Okay. This is a 120 hertz LTPO display, 1 to 120 hertz. It can slow down, always on screen, all of the regulars. These are not new things. Another thing about this display, there are a lot of eye comfort related features. You got PWM. Let me just pop up that window. Actually, there's so many features here that I can't even remember half of them. So let me just bring that feature list up. We got AI sleep comfort mode, sleep screen, AI anti-fatigue brightness, adaptive color, full PWM. You have motion sickness protection here as well. Yeah, it's pretty much has everything. Now let's talk about the battery and charging of this device. 6,510 milliamp hour battery, not one of the largest. The Xiaomi does 7,500. But obviously, this is going to take me days and weeks maybe to understand exactly, how long this device lasts. But I need to point this out. I did a Geekbench 6 test on this device, and I've never had a device not lose a single percentage point. This was the first time I ran that test, and I didn't lose a single percent. The device started at 100%, and it finished the test at 100%. And it lasted another 10 minutes after that till it went to 99%. So I'm expecting really good things of this battery as well. 90-watt wired, 40-watt wireless. So when you plug in this charger right here, you're going to get two options: supercharge and kind of like fast charge. Now, talking about the performance, this is a MediaTek Dimensity 9500 chip. Now, in terms of performance, I ran a Geekbench 6 test and the 3D Mark Extreme Wildlife Stress test. You can see the scores up here. And yeah, for me, compared to what the Elite 5 and the Xiaomi is giving, I would say on the Geekbench, this performed about 10% less. And in terms of the 3D Wildlife Extreme test, this got closer to the 4,000s, and the Xiaomi got up to the 6,000s. And even in terms of stability, this dropped to about 50%, and that dropped to about 57%. However, when it comes to how hot the device felt in my hands, I would say this felt a little bit cooler than this did. Again, I'm not getting a thermal gun and like checking out the temperatures. No, I'm not doing any of that. It's just in my hands, this felt a little bit cooler than that device. In terms of the software, a lot of Origin OS. Again, you see this with a lot of the Chinese manufacturers, right? It really pushes. They're always going towards iOS. You can see the widgets on this device are pretty much taken right outside iOS or right from iOS. It's very smooth. It's an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner as well. You do get this really nice button here, which is also literally ripped. Even the menus are ripped right from iOS, but it's a nice button because it does give you dual functionality. Apple doesn't actually give you dual functionality. On an iPhone, it's a single function button, but here it's dual function. So you can hold it down. So in my case, I make it a mute slider for the hold down, like it's mute or ring. Or you can do the double tap function, which is a second function, in which case I use it to start my camera. Again, I like it. It's really nice. Dual function. And you don't have to set these functions. You can set it to whatever you want. You want to turn on your flashlight with it? You can. You want to launch a specific app? You can. You want to launch anything you want to launch, basically. This is a Chinese version, so there are a couple of things missing here. There's no circle to search. There's no Google Discover. And if you put your own launcher, like Nova Launcher, it will eventually break at some point. It's not going to work forever. If you reboot, you're going to lose it again, and you're going to go through all of that again. There is also Blue Light or Blue Pilot. What's this one called? Blue LM, which is like the Chinese Vivo AI on here. The weird thing is, it's mostly in Chinese, but I've had a couple of things work in English here. When I spoke to it, it did. Wait, let me just try this right now. Hey, Jovi.
Hey, how can I help you today? Do you have something you want me to translate?
There you go. Origin OS 6 now. It is pretty good, I would say. I mean, it's very smooth. It is better than Origin OS 5. I haven't really had, again, this is very limited. I got my Gmail coming through, notifications, no issues. I had the phone locked and it just lights up. I've had WhatsApps coming through. I have Reddit messages coming through. I have Instagram messages coming through. Again, I haven't set up every single app, but from the apps that I've set up, pretty much everything's working. It was a lot easier to set up as well than, for example, with the Xiaomi 17 Pro. The notifications here were very broken at the start, and I had to spend a considerable amount of time to get them to work. However, on the Vivo, no such issues. Took me about 5-10 minutes. And again, this is very early, and it could be that later certain things break. I just got a Gmail notification as well right now, no issues. At the same time as my Pixel and my iPhone. Exact same time, no issues. You're all here to see one thing, and that's really the cameras on here. And we know how good Vivo cameras are with that Zeiss partnership. So let's talk about the 3 sensors on board. So first, You have the Sony LYT 828 50 megapixel sensor. It has gimbal OIS stabilization, so we're expecting really good stabilization. Again, very early, and I've just taken a couple of videos. You can just take a look at them now. And also, this has a 200 megapixel Zeiss sensor for its telephoto, 3.5 times optical zoom, and it goes up to 100x. And you can just take a look at this photo. I've taken this from the normal shot, the wide, the 1x, the 2x, the 3.5x, the 10x, and then straight up to 100x. And this is something I can't even see that sign from my naked eyes. I can't even see that sign, but just look how clear it looks on this. It looks great. And also this has 8K shooting at 30 FPS. It has a log mode as well, so no issues there. And it has something very cool. A new feature that they've just launched is street photography. It's a separate mode. It gives you pretty much full control and has a bunch of cool filters and pre-settings, or like the way you can set it up. You can have like different custom settings, which is great. And like Samsung, like Apple, it does have dual capture in that sense. So you can have both your main camera and your selfie camera pointing at you, and your main camera capturing, whatever is going on in front of you, which is great. 4K 60 FPS portrait video. So I took a portrait video basically in two different ways here, and you can take a look at both of them. One is with no beauty mode at all, and one is with some beauty mode. So you can see the difference between the two. This is a portrait video just with beautification on, and you can see how smooth it is, how it's completely smoothing the video here. So I'm going to do one without the beautification on, and then we can check that one out too. Now this is with no beautification on. This is basically about as natural as you can get. This is a portrait video. Again, I haven't really had a chance to go out or do anything else with it, but this is just at home. And yeah, this is pretty much what I can do right now. And we do know how good the Zeiss partnership here works on the Vivos, and we know how clear these photos are. They look absolutely stunning. Take a look at some of these photos. They look absolutely stunning. Almost DSLR quality. The haptics as well on this device do feel better than the Xiaomi as well. Again, this is still early days, and my views might change later. In terms of speakers, I use the Vivo X300 Pro and the Xiaomi 17 Ultra, and you can just listen to the audio test between the two of them. I personally prefer the Vivos. I think it's a little bit more clearer, but maybe it's not the louder one. I think the Xiaomi might just get a little bit louder, but it starts getting a bit muffled at that higher volumes. Whereas the Vivo, I think, remains a little bit clearer. Again, this could be just subjective and could just be my thing, and you might find that the Xiaomi was clearer. Please do let me know in the comments as well if you thought the Vivo was clearer or the Xiaomi was clearer. So now, for final thoughts, just what are my early impressions of this device? Super nice, super premium in the hands. It feels great. It's not too heavy. The screen size, I think, is perfect. It's about 6.8 inches. It's a flat display, which I really like because, Vivo hasn't been doing them. They do those curved displays. Those curved displays really get to me. Just don't like those curved displays. So it looks really nice in that sense. In terms of the cameras, again, 50, 200 megapixel, and the selfies also 50 megapixel. It does portrait video at 4K 60 FPS, which is great. Portrait selfie video. And again, that 100x zoom. We have this new street photography mode. There's a lot of cool features on this camera. And over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be checking out macro shots, which I haven't really had a chance to do. I'm going to check out night shots and do some moon shots and do all of that, which I haven't had a chance to do in just this very short span of time. 3.5 times optical zoom. Yeah. I don't think there's that little, there isn't much to complain about in this device. The battery seems great. Again, it's very early days, and I will have on-screen times, and in my final review, I will have how long this lasted exactly, and I'm going to pit it against the Xiaomi 17 Pro to give you a better idea. And obviously, when that Honor comes out, the Oppo comes out, we'll put all of them together and see the performance and everything. The Dimensity chip is not as powerful as the Elite 5 that's going to come out in a lot of these devices, but for your day-to-day use, it will not make a difference. It's still going to be super fast. It's going to be great. There isn't going to be much to complain about. Of course, even if you game, I don't think you have too much to complain about. Now, this is the Chinese version. The global version is just around the corner. So with the Chinese versions, they are usually a little bit cheaper. They do get updates a little bit faster, and they also do usually have slightly bigger batteries. Now, again, I don't know the exact specs. So it looks like there's going to be two global versions. There's going to be an EU version and then EEA version, and then going to be a normal global version. So again, I'm not sure about what the battery stats and charging stats and all that's going to be with it, or you're going to get the charger in the box in the EU version. I'm not sure about any of that, but the Chinese version does have some limitations. No circle to search, no Google Discover, but pretty much everything else works. And the built-in AI is basically useless for most people. This is Mo from the Mobile Marvel. And I would like to point out again, if you want to pick up this device or the new Honor coming out, or even the global version of this, and if it's not available in your local market, then please do check out the mobilemarvel.com. We do have you covered. And please do like and subscribe. It really helps us out. I know it's like a broken tape, like it's a broken record. Basically, I'm constantly blah, 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 but it really does help us out. Thank you. This is Mo checking out.